Hello, I'm Geraldine Pond and I'm really delighted to have been appointed Director of Vocations, and a wonderful opportunity in the Diocese to explore how we are all called to understand and express our vocation in life. My vocation in life has been very much fulfilled in a career in nursing, but I've also, of course, been a wife, a mother, a sister, and I think each one of us can reflect on what the call and vocation of our lives is as our journey through life. We are all called to be fully human. Jesus came and modelled for us that sense of our humanity and gave us an example and a vision of what that life in all its fullness can be. We're also called to be a disciple, and in our baptism we are invited to follow Jesus Christ and to live our life as a vocational journey, one which is shaped and formed by our life's experiences and our relationships with others. Vocation is really important too when we're thinking also about authorised forms of ministry, lay ministry and ordination. Some of our most important lay ministries, ministry to church warden, to working with young people, working with children and families, working in any context for Christ in the community and the context in which we find ourselves, is a vocation in itself. And some people are called to ordination, and that's a journey that is often one that I'm involved in as Director of Ordinands. And it's really exciting and a bit terrifying and feels very risky. And I think I want to invite people to seriously think what that might be like and whether that is something they might also be called to. In a moment we're going to hear from two other people who have done the journey of discernment and have taken very seriously God's call on their lives to be ordained. They have been through the discernment process and through training and are now ordained and working in Derby Diocese. It's very exciting.
Hi, my name is Fiona Crockett and I'm the curate at the United Benefice of Brailsford and all the churches around there. Well, my story, how did I get to be a curate? How did I get to be ordained? About 6 or 7 years ago, I was helping out in church. I was doing some children's work. I enjoyed leading maybe a little bit in a service. And I began to think, I just want to be a little bit more trained. At the time, the Diocese was leading a Journey in Faith course, an opportunity just to meet together with a few others in an evening and study a little bit more deeply about our faith together. I think there's going to be a course developing called Transforming Faith, a similar idea where you just meet together, have an opportunity to just go a little bit deeper with your faith. I found it was important if I was communicating the message of our faith that I just knew it a little bit better. From that course, I began to get more and more interested in theology, in just understanding a little bit more about our God and our faith. I found that actually what I was beginning to read was no longer whodunits or romantic fiction, but the odd theology book, and quite enjoying it. On the course, we had an opportunity to talk about our faith, and it became evident that maybe I wanted to look into leading and getting more involved in leading services. One of the lecturers suggested that maybe I could be ordained, that he saw something in me that meant that my gifts could be used in that way. And I laughed. I laughed quite a lot. And went home and told my husband and said, someone has suggested that I be ordained. And we both laughed. I then went to church in the summer, and somebody came up to me and said, I've had a dream. I've had a dream, Fiona, that you were in front of the bishop and the bishop was ordaining you. So I stopped laughing and became quite scared and thought perhaps I did need to consider what others had said about me. I talked about it with a vocations advisor, and this journey began. I continued studying, I continued meeting on a Monday evening, and then eventually, through many conversations, found myself at theological college. I did this on a Monday to Friday basis and went home at the weekends, and eventually found myself to be ordained as a curate. It's been an adventure. It's been an opportunity to take a risk, and there have been times when I've thought, does God really want me? There were times at college when I wanted to give up. But when I thought about giving up, I thought I would be saying no to God, and that was much more scary than saying no to the thoughts inside my head that I really couldn't do it, or God didn't really want me. And so I persisted and eventually got to the point where I'm now curate in Brailsford.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm a curate up in Buxton at Trinity Church. I'm in my first year of being a curate there. It's a real privilege having the job of being an ordained person in the Church of England, having the chance to share the great news of the gospel of Jesus Christ with people in the town and with people who are already at the church. It's been a big passion of mine, something that's been in my heart for a long time, to share the message of Jesus with people. Haven't always been an ordained person in the Church of England. Previous to what I'm doing now, I was a primary school teacher, and that was also a really important job, making a difference in the lives of children and young people on a day-by-day basis. But through the encouragement of my family, friends at church and other church leaders, I was encouraged to pursue the vocation of ordination, and through prayer and through the guidance of others, that's something that's come to fruition, and I'm really grateful for that. But I'm passionate about encouraging people to serve Jesus wherever they are, whether that's in their home, with their family, in their workplace, or serving as a volunteer in a church or in a more formal capacity. So when I was first encouraged to consider vocation to ordination, that was something that was exciting for me and challenging. First had a positive experience of sharing my faith with others when I was a young teenager, and that kind of gave me a bug for doing that more and more. So I had to think that through with others, pray that through. Was it the right thing for me to serve in the Church of England in a more formal capacity? So although that was challenging, it was also exciting. It's been a costly decision in many ways, having to leave our home and our family and our jobs. It's a decision that I've made with my wife, and we've gone into it together as a family. We've got 3 young children, but it's something we don't regret, and we're taking each step by step, with our Lord Jesus, striving to serve him where we are.